Hello everybody, Dave the Rave, roving the rock here. Today I'm at the north end of Whiting Bay in a lay-by, a part of the road coming from Lumlash where I'm just about to enter the village of Whiting Bay and the 30 mile an hour current speed restriction that's on the village and all the other villages, the main villages in the island. In fact, throughout Scotland as well. As you know, these speed restrictions are about to change from 30 to 20 miles an hour nationally across the whole of Scotland, and I've worked out how much longer this journey should take me going through Whiting Bay than at 20 miles an hour than 30 miles an hour. And the reason I've chosen Whiting Bay to try it on is because, in fact, Whiting Bay is the longest village that I've seen on Google Maps, and so it's probably the best chance I have of actually representing the difference. So what I'm going to do, there's a car coming near, I'll wait till the cars come past. I'm going to drive through the village at 20. I'm going to hope that nobody gets mad at me. I want to see how long it takes to go to Whiting Bay at 20, and I'll turn around and go back through at 30. Fingers crossed, I won't get tailgated or annoy anybody. I want to wait till there's a gap in the traffic and just keep my fingers crossed. Okay, I'll start my stopwatch once I get to the 30 mile an hour sign. Okay, we're on the road, we're going. I'm going to drive in third gear because I've already worked out if I drive through the village, I'm going to go 20 miles an hour. Just coming up to the sign now. There's already a car coming up behind me. Good grief. Okay, started the stopwatch. I'm doing 20. I want to keep it as close to that as I can. So the thing about Whiting Bay is 1.9 miles long. Like I say, that's the longest one I came across. Both Brodick and Lumlash are about 1.7 miles long. Gosh, it's quite hard to just keep it to 20. That red car's going to get annoyed already. They're 1.7 miles long, and Corrie's 1.4 miles long. Now, I've measured these villages on Google Maps the best I can from the 30 sign to the 30 sign. Well done to the car behind me for not getting road raged for me doing 20. In fact, I'll even make a sign to them to thank them. Okay, coming up towards what I call McNeish's shop, or Marsh's, or village stores. Still doing 20, third gear. It is possible to do it in the third gear. It's not, you can't do it in fourth. There's a car coming, but it's okay, it's not holding me up. Try and keep my speed as close as I can to the right speed without any, there's a lot of traffic here. That's okay, can nick in here. So I'm not getting held up at that shop particularly. There we go. That's fine. I've got a long straight here. Okay, so yeah, I'd like to know how much longer it's going to take for me and for everybody else to do their journeys, their commutes, or just journeys in general. I have worked out a formula for it. By my formula, which I'll tell you in a wee second, I believe it should take me just about 2 minutes longer to get through the village than it would do if I was doing 30. The difficulty is actually keeping it to 20. It's just, well, you just got to get used to it. It's like any other change. As long as you're, oh, that car's turning off, that's great. I'm not annoying him anymore. Look at this. Oh, there's another one coming. So yes, I drive from Whiting Bay to Brodick every day for work and for other things. The swimming pool, the co-op, ferry, it's the main centre of Brodick. And that's a journey of 7.5 miles. But I have to drive through about half of Whiting Bay, all of Lumlash, which is 1.7 miles, and hardly any of Brodick. But maybe that's going to be about another, maybe 3 miles at 20 miles an hour instead of at 30 miles an hour. So basically, I've worked out, I think that that's going to take me an extra 3 minutes, a mile a minute. And the reason why I believe that is because at 30 miles an hour, you're taking 2 minutes to do a mile. You're doing 30 miles in 60 minutes. So 30 is half of 60, 2 minutes to do a mile. And if you're doing 20 miles an hour, it's taking you 3 minutes to do a mile. It would take you, it's 3 times 20 goes into 60. So 3 minutes a mile, 3 times 20 is 60. So it's going to be an extra minute a mile doing 20 instead of 30, and that's how much you're going to have to add on to your journey. Well, that's good. That car's quite far back, so I'm really still not annoying anybody, which is great. And that was turning off. Good. I'm getting away with this. Thank goodness. I was quite worried, to be honest. I am actually genuinely worried about when this comes into force. Not because I'm worried about sticking to 20. I'm going to stick to 20, but that's actually the source of the worry, in honesty. I know that I will do 20 miles an hour. I abide by the law. I know the reason why it's there. I can see the pros and cons. I intend, for a selfish reason, first of all, not to get a fine or penalty points, but also I just try to be law abiding. I stick to 30 when it is 30 anyway. The thing is, the data, this has been introduced in Wales since 17th September 2023. So they did 18 months of data, and they collated it all together, and they found that the average speed that people were doing was around 25 miles an hour in the 20 mile per hour zones. 56% of them did 24 miles an hour or less, and 46% did more than 24 miles an hour, but of course some of them did substantially more than 24 miles an hour, so about 25. So they're splitting the difference, roughly speaking. If they're down to an average of 25 and I'm doing 20, I'm just going to be annoying people in third gear like this, and I'm actually not looking forward to it for that reason, because I am actually going to do 20. It might be hard to do it if I'm in a hurry, and I admit there's a conflict of interest there, because you want to get somewhere and then you're going at a speed that you can actually go faster than that on a bicycle. In fact, I was speed gunned by a policeman in the summer there, I don't know if you saw the video, doing 30 through the Lash on my push bike. Interestingly, I did wonder if I would get a ticket, or if it could even give me a ticket, which I found out about subsequently. No, the 30 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour speed limit is for vehicles, not for bicycles. So in fact, they can only be done for reckless cycling or endangering, people. It's not actually a speed limit for them. They don't have a speedometer. There's no requirement for them to do that. They're not classed as vehicles, and it is a vehicle speed limit. Right, we're coming up to the 20 mile an hour in this case limit. Okay, we're off again. This time I'm coming from Kildonan towards Whiting Bay, and I'm getting my speed up to 30 miles an hour. I'm just coming into the village now. This time I don't have to worry about traffic behind me. I'm in fourth gear, 30 mile an hour zone there. Oh, stopwatch, there we go. And keep it at 30. I would tell you this, having gone through the village at 20, it already feels strange doing 30. I feel, even though I've driven a car for 35 years and never had a problem, never had a crash or an accident or anything. So I am what you would call an experienced driver. It feels strangely out of control a little bit doing 30, more so than doing 20. I'm used to 20 just from that one journey. Isn't that strange? I've already started to adjust to the speed, and I feel a lot faster. It is a lot faster, of course. But having done 20, I'm already questioning doing 30. Strange thing, didn't expect that. That's a surprise. There are reasons why they want us to do 20 miles an hour instead of 30, of course. In that 18 months in Wales, they didn't notice any difference in the air quality. I would have thought the air quality would go down a little bit because cars are driving for longer, but there wasn't any noticeable difference. There was, however, a 26.2% reduction in casualties over that period altogether on any road. So they had a 26, but it's a quarter less casualties is a big difference. And they also had the average journey time, even including the fast parts of the journey, was down 3.8 miles an hour. So that's another way to think about how much slower you might be, including the 60-mile-an-hour parts or whatever else. People were going 3.8 miles per hour slower over their whole journey because of the reduction in the urban areas. So there we go. So it is a lot safer, but it's inconvenient. Like I was saying, the way to remember it, it's a minute per mile. So if you're going through Corrie, you're going to have to add a minute and a half to your journey if you're adhering to the speed limit, which I tend to do. Through Whiting Bay, it's more like 2 minutes, and Lamlash and Brodick, it's going to be 1 3/4 minutes. So I'll be adding about 3 minutes. I take about 13 minutes to get from Whiting Bay to Brodick on my commute. That's roughly speaking what I allow, so it's going to take me 16. That's what I'm going to have to allow there. And you can work that out for yourself as well. Okay, nice not to be holding anybody up. The change in the weather in Arran is noticeable because when I went the other direction it was cloudy. When I stopped the car and turned around it started to rain. And now that we're going the other direction, just in the time it took me to turn around, oh, now there's the thing. I'm at the lollipop lady for kids going across the road, so I'll have to allow a small amount of time for this. Just watching my watch here. All the kids are going out of the school. It's a funny thing, you do a time journey and this happens. I'm not going to be able to time it, I don't think. Funny. There we go. Okay, well maybe that goes to show that your journey time can still be slower at 30 than at 20. But when I've stopped this film, I'll work out the difference in time. Probably lost about half a minute sitting there. But this 30-mile-an-hour journey is probably going to take me longer than the 20-mile-an-hour one, so it's not really a very good test. I'll play it back and work out the difference, and I'll put the amount at the end. Okay, that's us, just coming out past Sam Brace here. Watching my speed, because at this point you can speed up just because it's an uphill. You can naturally speed just to get a run up the hill. You've got to kind of like stop yourself from doing that. Now, there we go. That's when I passed the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. So I will put the time right below here, there, the difference between the first journey and the second, allowing for the time that I was stopped at the school patrol sign. Just turn my car around here, back to where I was in the first place. There we go. What have I learned? Well, two things that I didn't expect. The journey time at 30 can still be slower than the journey time at 20, depending on your actual journey. Although the vast majority will be slower at 20, of course. And I felt strange doing 30, having been doing 20 for that amount of time. So that was my two lessons there. Nobody got fed up with me that was behind me doing 20, which was a surprise. A few lessons there. It's something we're going to have to get used to. I don't know when the signs are going up, but it's going to be soon. Anyway, that's what to leave. Leave a minute a mile through the 30 zones, the current 30 zones, longer for your journey on average, apart from, of course, this journey. Dave the Rave, Roving the Rock, over and out. Cheers.